Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee and today we are mixing it up a bit and we're doing a tier list video. I recently made a community poll and you all decided which personality type we wanted to see and you all picked Peppy. So today we'll be ranking all the Peppy villagers from Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I feel like I like a lot of the Peppy villagers, so we'll see how this turns out. As for the tier list, we have a few categories. Starting from the best, we have I Would Die For You, I Love You, Friends, Nope, Please Leave, and Delete for the ultimate ugly villagers. Anyone in the Friends category or above, I would invite to my island. Anyone below that, I probably wouldn't have on my island unless it was for a very specific island theme. But let's get right into the ranking. Our first villager is Agent S. And I want to start off by saying a lot of people will probably not agree with my ranking of Agent S, but she was my first Peppy villager back in March of 2020, and I loved her with my whole heart. And when she finally moved off my island, I think I might have actually cried in real life, but she did end up moving to my husband's island and I was so mad at him for stealing her from me. My obsession with her has died down a little bit, but I still love Agent S so much, so I'm going to put her in the I Love You category. Up next we have Annabelle. I'm not the biggest fan of Annabelle and I probably wouldn't have her on my island unless I was doing a weird theme like just an Australian themed island. I don't think it's just because she's necessarily ugly, I just don't think I particularly like her, and to be fair, if her character design was on a different animal type, I would probably like her more. I just don't like the anteaters. So with all that in mind, I'm just going to put her in the Nope category since to me she just kind of exists. And moving on, next we have Anacotti. I actually do like Anacotti. She is this little sassy looking green mouse, and when I was creating an all red and green island for Christmas, she was one of the villagers and she ended up being a pretty nice villager to have. I know a lot of people don't like the mouse villagers in Animal Crossing, but there are a few I actually like and Anacotti is one of them. She isn't one of my favorites, but I do like her, so I'm going to put her in the Friends category. Apple is next, and she is one of the villagers that divides a lot of people. I've heard some people actually say they're scared of Apple, which makes no sense to me, but I think Apple is super cute. She reminds me of a girl with undiagnosed ADHD, and honestly that's great for her. I do wish she would seek medical attention, but I also have ADHD, and for that reason I'm going to put her in the I Love You category. Next we have Audie, and I wish I liked Audie more than I do. Apparently the backstory of this villager is that she's supposed to be created with inspiration from that little grandma that had a ridiculous amount of hours played on Animal Crossing. And for that reason only, I wish I really liked this villager. But to me, she gives me like rich Karen vibes. Like I do not think I would get along with Audie in real life. Since she does make me a little nervous, I am going to place her in the Nope category. And I know there are a lot of people that like Audie, but to me she's just a little scary, so. Next is Bengal, and Bengal is one of those villagers that I see on every single villager hunt, her and Bianca, who is also coming up on this list. Overall, I'm not a big fan of the tigers, and since she tortures me on every single villager hunt, I'm going to put her in the Nope category. Design-wise, I do like her a little bit more than Annabelle, so I'm going to switch them around. And I know this next one a lot of people are going to disagree with me on, but we have Bella. Again, I know a lot of people who say Bella is scary, but those are the people who haven't taken the time to get to know Bella. And honestly, I think we need a few more goth and grunty type villagers in Animal Crossing. There just isn't enough. And I am working on a new island right now, and Bella was the first villager I invited because she finally fits the theme of one of my islands. With all that said, I'm going to put her in the very well-deserved I Would Die For You category. Next is Bengal's best friend Bianca, and basically everything I said about Bengal also applies to Bianca, so I'm going to place her in the back of the Nope category. Bluebear is next on the list. I know a lot of people like Bluebear, and honestly, I just don't get the hype. To me, she's just kind of like a basic bear that happens to also be blue. But since I don't hate her and I don't love her, I'm going to put her on the plus side of the middle and place her in the back of the Friends category. Next up is Bon Bon, and I feel like I never actually see Bon Bon on anyone's islands, and I kind of get it. If I had to try and name all the villagers off the top of my head, Bon Bon is probably one of the ones I would forget. I do like her design a little bit, so I'll place her in the front of the Nope category just because she is a little forgettable. Next on the list is Bubbles. To be honest, I don't like any of the hippo villagers, and that includes Bubbles, so let's just get her out of the way and place her in the Please Leave category. Next on our list is Bunny. And she is cute, she looks like she would be really nice, and then if you got her mad, she would turn into an absolute monster. Like she has this cute and friendly face that's just a cover up for a very angry inside. But I do think she's cute. She's not one of my favorites though, so I am going to tag her on the back of the Friends list. Our next villager is Candy. I don't know what happened to Candy. I don't know if she was punched in the face in both eyes, or if she just has very symmetrical acne with 2 giant pimples on her face. But her face is very unfortunate. I know I said I like some of the mice villagers, but she is definitely not one of them. And I think if it weren't for her giant shiny cheeks, I would like her more, but today I'm going to put her in the Please Leave category and I would not invite her to my island. Next is Carmen. And I don't know if there are any Carmen fans out there, but I am definitely not one of them. She's just an overall interesting character design to me. It looks like they tried to do the style of design they did with the old black and gray cartoons, like with Steamboat Willie type design. And it's just a combination of the very simple face and the weird bangs that I don't like. She's not the worst though, so I'm just gonna put her in the front of the please leave category. I'm just not a fan. Next up is Cherry, and I don't know why they decided to make two villagers with practically the same name. But she is definitely the worst of the two Cherry villagers. I do still like her though. She looks a little mischievous, kind of giving me Sour Patch kind vibes. Like she would knock over a fancy vase but also help you clean up the pieces. But I do like her. She's not one of my favorites though, so I'm gonna put her in the front of the friends category. Next we have Chrissy, and I actually used to be a Chrissy and Francine hater. But I did work on a Candyland themed island and had both of them on there, and I actually really like them both now. And honestly, I think we should have more villagers that are matchy-matchy because this is super cute. But like I said, I do really like her now, so I'm going to put her in the I love you category. Up next is Cookie, and I don't have a whole lot to say about Cookie other than I think she is absolutely adorable, so I'm just going to add her near the front of the I love you category. Next, we have another great villager, Dottie. She is also another really cute villager. And one thing I love about her is how simple she is. My only complaint is I wish she had a nose. I think she would be a little cuter if she actually had a nose. Even with taking points off for the no nose, I still love her, so I'm adding her to the I love you category as well. And looks like our luck has run out because now we have Felicity. Felicity looks like a mom that would only feed her kids all organic, no sugar added foods and would judge you for giving your kid a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. So with that being said, I don't like to be judged, so she earns a spot in the please leave category. Now we have Flora, and I don't know how anyone doesn't like Flora. She's an actual flamingo. Honestly, I do think some of the ostrich villagers are very underrated. I also love that her face is a little heart, so she is going in the I love you category as well. Next, we have an actual baby of a villager, Freckles. I don't care what the haters say, Freckles is adorable. And I love that there's not a single thought going on behind those eyes that are an actual foot apart from each other. But she's my child and I will not stand any slander over Freckles. I would die for her. Gabby is next, and again, one of the cutest villagers and very underrated. She looks like a cute little sweet country girl. I love her tiny smile and freckled cheeks. She is going in the I love you category. Next is Ketchup. And I really wish I liked Ketchup more than I do. She's an adorable duck that's supposed to look like a tomato, and I know I should like her more than I do, but there's just something keeping me from being a huge fan of her. I still really do like her, just not at a love level, so she's going in the front of the friends category. Up next is Maddie. And she's cute. She's just a little boring to me. Like, there isn't anything special about her, she's just a cute little brown and tan dog. She's not a horrible villager, so I'm just going to place her in the back of the friends category. Next up, we have Mary. And I love Mary, I think she's really cute. I mean, you have to love her, come on, she has a double chin. We love a girl breaking society's beauty norms. For me, she is great, and I'm putting her in the front of the friends category. Nibbles is our next villager, and I also really like Nibbles. I love that she is a super bright and colorful squirrel, and honestly, I like most of the squirrel villagers in Animal Crossing. But I think she has an adorable face with her little buck teeth. I'm putting her near the front of the friends category. And now we have an abomination of a villager, Pango, who is almost as bad as Snooty the Anteater. I just don't understand anything about this villager. The color combination seems off to me, like Nibbles is neon, but it's cute. Pango is like the wrong type of bright. And to me, she doesn't look like a Peppy villager either, she looks mean and snooty. She is going to be our first villager in the delete section, and I am not sorry. Next up is Pate, and she is another underrated cutie. Honestly, most of the duck villagers are pretty great in this game. I do like her character design altogether. I love her worried little eyebrows mixed with her giant pink cheeks, and I also really like the main color of her, which is like a light blue or periwinkle color. But to me, she is beautiful, and I'm going to put her in the I love you category. Moving on to Patty, and she is just okay. Again, I see her all the time on villager hunts, and I've never once invited her back to my island. I think if you have a Farmcore island, she is a great villager to choose, but other than that, I would never really invite her to my island. To me, she's just a plain brown cow, so I'll put her in the back of the friends category because I do like her, she's just not one of my favorites. And now we have Peanut. And you can't tell me that Peanut doesn't just scream Peppy villager. She seems like the type of person that can never actually get angry. No matter what is happening, she's always in a good mood. And I do like her, so she lands in the middle of the friends category. Next up is Peggy, and Peggy gives me very much mom vibes. Like, she has 7 kids and one of them is always missing. She's trying her best, but it's hard to win when you have 7 children to take care of. but I'm not the biggest fan of her design and I probably wouldn't have her on my island even if I was doing farm core, so I'm putting her in the please leave category. Next is another villager I have no idea why they exist or why they were brought back in New Horizons, and it's Penelope. She's just kind of creepy to me and she's this really ugly shade of gray-green. And I think if she had normal mouse ears and just like a bow in her hair, it would be a lot better. But right now she looks like a creepy human with just like a giant bow and I don't love it. Nintendo, please delete Penelope from the game. I promise you no one will miss her. Pinky is our next villager and I honestly don't have a lot to say about her. I just wish Nintendo gave us a normal panda villager. All of the ones that kind of look like pandas just have something weird about them. I'm just begging for a normal black and white panda because they would be so cute. But Pinky gets the nope category. Next we have Piper, and I actually like Piper. I know that birds aren't a lot of people's favorite species in Animal Crossing, but there are a few birds I actually like in this game. And I like how simple Piper is in a classy kind of way. I'm working on my new island and I think I may have Piper as one of the villagers, but she gets the middle of the friends group. Up next is Peppy, and I hope I don't make a lot of people mad, but I do not like Peppy. There is just something off about her to me, and I don't like the color combination at all. Just nothing about this villager sparks joy for me. She is not the absolute worst, so I'm putting her in the front of the please leave category. Next, we have the super adorable Pom Pom, and I love Pom Pom. Just look at her giant eyes. I would imagine Pom Pom to be the girl to ask you the same question every day, and I would happily answer every time because I know she's trying her best and it's not her fault that she only has one brain cell. Pom Pom gets to go in the I love you category. And now we have Puddles, and I used to hate Puddles until she autofilled on my island one time, and then I started to actually like Puddles. And I really like the frogs in Animal Crossing, so that's a plus for her. But I just wish the shape of the darker pink color on her head didn't make it look like she was wearing underwear on her head. But she gets to go near the front of the friend group category. Now we have another controversial villager, Rosie. And she's not controversial for being liked, it's because people like to argue about what color she is. To me, she is a light purple villager, so let me know what color you think she is in the comments. But other than that, she is super cute. I don't know why, but she's a little boring to me, like super cute but nothing else really going on for her. I'm just gonna place her in the middle of the friend group. Ruby is next, and Ruby is one of my favorite villagers in the entire game. I'd probably say she's in third place overall. But I love everything about her, even her house is cool, it's themed like outer space. But like I said, I love her and I would die for her. Next up is Sprinkle, and I don't know why, I just don't like Sprinkle. I would have her on a food themed island, but I think that's about it. Since I'm not the biggest fan of her, she's going in please leave. Tabby is next on our list, and I actually really like Tabby. Her face kind of reminds me of a jack-o'-lantern, but in a good way. And I don't care what the Tabby haters of the world have to say, she's going in the front of the friends category. Next is Tammy, and I don't really know what to say about this villager. I kind of feel like Tammy looks like me when I was going through my scene phase when I was younger, but I really just don't like her. And honestly, I don't really like any of the monkeys in this game, so she's going in please leave. Next, we have another great villager, Tangy. And you can't tell me just looking at Tangy doesn't make you happy. She is a cat that looks like an orange with a leaf on her head. Literally, what else is there to say about her? She is perfection and she is going in the I love you category. And we went from perfection to literally one of the worst villagers in the whole game. We have Truffles. I don't hate a lot of villagers, but I hate Truffles. She is just all around bad, and how is she a Peppy with those eyebrows? She looks pissed off. And her smile and her middle part bangs, it's just all bad. Please delete her. Next up is Tutu, and I literally have no thoughts about Tutu. She's a polar bear and that's great. I'm just not a big fan of the villagers that are big like the bears. I'm gonna tag her in the nope category. Twiggy is next, and she is a villager. Definitely a villager. Again, I don't know why they make the Peppy villagers have these really angry eyebrows. She's not the very worst and I still don't really like her, so I'm putting her in the front of the nope group. Next on our list is Victoria, and I love Victoria. I really want to create an island where she matches the theme so I can have her, because I've never had an island theme that she fits into, and I really just want to have her as a villager. I'm a little sad that she is a racing horse, because in real life those horses can be very mistreated, but in the world of Animal Crossing she's happy and cute, and I'm putting her in I love you. Wendy is next up, and Wendy is another villager that if I had to name as many villagers as I could, I would probably forget. I do like her blue hair, but she is pretty forgettable. Because she is forgettable, I'm adding her to the middle of the nope group. Moving on to our last 5 villagers, we have Winnie. She is another cute horse, but definitely not as cute as Victoria. But if I were going for a horse villager, I wouldn't pick her, so for that reason I'm adding her to the front of the nope category. Now we have 2 of the Sanrio villagers, and this is Chai. Chai is actually one of the only Sanrio villagers that I actually like. I love the teacup on her head, and I had her on my Kid Core Jungle Island and she was great. but she's a villager that only fits into a small amount of themes or island types, but I do like her and I'm going to place her in the back of the friends category. Now we have another horrendous villager, Rilla. Honestly, I don't know why they decided to change the animal species for the Sanrio villagers, because how and why did they turn Hello Kitty into a gorilla? Like, she would have made such a cute little white cat villager, but instead someone decided to turn her into an extremely ugly gorilla, which doesn't make sense at all. Please delete Rilla and give us an actual Hello Kitty villager, Nintendo, I am begging you. The Peppies also got 2 new villagers in the 2.0 update, and the first one is Rio. And she is probably my least favorite ostrich villager, and I can't really think of a time I would actually want her on my island. There are so many villagers that are better than her, so I'm placing her in the middle of the nope category. And last but not least, we have Shino, and I love Shino so much. I remember watching the 2.0 Nintendo Direct and literally gasping when I saw her for the first time, and then I went and rewatched her part of the Direct because I liked her so much. She is definitely one of the best Peppy villagers, and I'm putting her in the front-ish of the I love you category. And that's all of the Peppy villagers. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my rankings. I think the Peppies are one of my favorite personality types to interact with in the game, and like I said, I do like a lot of them. But that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure to give the video a like, comment, and to subscribe to my channel. If you watched till the end of the video, let me know which personality type I should rank next. Bye, friends!